Rain. Conquest orphaned many children, but only one was adopted by the powerful Edenian resistance. Under their strict tutelage, he became an elite but arrogant fighter named Rain. Though Rain had served the resistance well for many years, he was denied his own command. Infuriated, he betrayed his brethren and joined his mortal enemy, Shao Kahn. Finish him. Ignoring loyalty, Rain is hell-bent on his mission. Obtain true power and destroy anything that gets in the way. Rain wins. Flawless.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So, Mortal Kombat dropped a combat pack last week. Well, they didn't drop it, they gave us a trailer. It's coming out next month. And 3 characters are going to be on that pack. And that is Mileena, Rain, and Rambo. A lot of fans are happy for Mileena. I'm gonna do a Mileena video. I told a friend if she does get announced and she actually is in the game, I will do a Mileena video. I won't be bashing her. I might do a little criticism here and there, but all in all, she's not a bad character. She has never really been a bad character to me. I don't use her like that, but she is a cool character nonetheless. Rambo, not so much. I mean, I've only seen like 1 Rambo movie, so I can go back and watch all the Rambo movies this weekend and be all like, all right, that's so I'll do a Rambo video. But we're doing Rain because Rain is my favorite Mortal Kombat character. One of, okay? I can't always sit there and say like, oh, he's my favorite Mortal Kombat character. Oh, she's my favorite Mortal Kombat character. I got a top 5. He's not number 1. Onaga's number 1. But Rain is, he's up there for sure. Now, before we get into this video, like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the drill. Now let's get into it. Now we're gonna talk about how he was created first. Like, where did the idea of this purple ninja, where did he come from? Now we got to go all the way back to the 80s because that's where it originated from. Even though Rain wasn't created until like late 90s, like late 90s. He's in Mortal Kombat and I think Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat Ultimate. I know he was in Mortal Kombat 3 though. I know that for a fact. Now, his character originates from Ed Boon being a huge fan of Prince. Now, if you don't know who Prince is an R&B rock star. I've been a huge fan of his for many years. My mom put me on and I was like, oh yeah, I like this. And he's just a legend and he's just a really huge rock star. Now, people say he ain't a rock star. Yeah, he's a rock star, bro. I don't care what nobody say. But he was such a big fan of Prince that's where we got Purple Rain. That's where we got Rain. See, Purple Rain was not just a song. It was the name of an album, and it was also the name of a movie. And Ed Boon thought to himself, maybe we should do a, next ninja, we should put him in purple and name him Rain. He's also a prince, too. Even though, to me, I don't really see Rain as a prince, because, how is he? That if he's a prince, that means he has to be related to Katana, because Katana is technically a princess of Edenia. So, all that is just... I'm gonna get into that story. It's just all kind of convoluted and kind of has you thinking to yourself like, wait, hold on, so what's going on? But let's go on and get into his actual lore and his actual story. See, Rain is the bastard son of Argus. Now, if you don't know who Argus is, good, because the character is just a shit character. And I don't mean that as in like they didn't give him enough screen time. He's just a really bad person. He might seem like he's a good person because he's an elder god, and elder gods are supposed to be, you know, pure. They're supposed to be heroic. They're holy and stuff. Yeah, no, they're just like normal human beings, man. They be fucking up too, even though they're immortal. But he's the bastard son of Argus. Now, if you remember Argus from Mortal Kombat Armageddon, he's the father of Dagon and Taven, you know, the two guys that was in Armageddon's conquest mode, and also the husband of Dahlia. Now, even though Dahlia, however you want to say her name, she was head over heels in love with the man, and she was mortal, but she had a vision about, you know, the whole Armageddon thing, blah, 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 blah. You should know the story by now. But the thing about Argus is, even though, yes, he's an elder god, the dude still ain't shit. Because, see, what he did to his sons, he put Taven and Dagon into a fucking coma, and they weren't gonna wake up until it was time for them to, you know, to be the quote-unquote destiny children, or the childs of destiny, where they were supposed to prevent Armageddon. But we all know what happened at the end of Armageddon, where Shao Kahn was the true winner, and Taven and Dagon were just both of them were just fucking failures, because Dagon woke up too early and it corrupted his mind, and Taven woke up at the time he was supposed to, and he was just sorry, very, very sorry. But Dagon, I felt his pain though, because he was all like, bro, y'all knocked me out so I can go do this stupid little destiny. How come y'all couldn't do it? Taven should have had that same energy, but Taven was just, he was naive, and he was just doing what his parents told him to do. Even though over time you noticed that he was like, throughout the game, you noticed that he did not want to do this anymore. He was just like, man, by the end of the game, he was like, man, fuck this, I don't even want to do this no more. But we're not talking about them too, because we need to talk about their bastard son, or their half brother, because, you know, Argus is the father of Rain. So while he was married to Dahlia and all that stuff, he decided he wanted to sleep around, and he probably used his status as an elder god to persuade people. Like, picture Argus as a rock star, all right? Think about all the celebrities that you see in the world, all right, and how they use their power as being celebrities over people that don't know no better. Like, when they see a celebrity, they get starstruck. So he used his elder god status as means to get laid, and he got laid. And I'm pretty sure he has more than one child out here. I mean, I'm not pretty sure, I'm just taking a wild guess. He probably was a man whore, and it backfired on him with one woman. He ended up knocking her up, and that's how he ended up getting Rain. Now, the elder gods scalded him. They just talked down to him. That made him feel less of a person, saying that, you know, that was wrong. You know, we are elder gods. You know, we're not supposed to be sleeping with mortals in the first place. Blah, 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 blah. To where he just ignored Rain and his mother, and he had like they did not exist. So the normal, you know, my dad left for cigarettes and never came back story. That story pretty much is what Rain's going through at the moment. And he had like nothing happened. And to make matters worse, he went back to Dahlia, knocked her up, gave him Taven and Dagon, and boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. He'll take care of them, kind of, sort of, and, you know, raise them, kind of, sort of, and treat them like the kids and give them a proper, you know, childhood, kind of, sort of, and did not give Rain none of that. So he knew of Rain. He knew of the woman he slept with. And think of like one of them, you know, Lifetime movies where the woman is upset and she's really trying to tell the world that, hey, this man knocked me up, and now he has a demigod son over here that he's not taking care of. That would have been a really epic episode of Maury Povich to see if Argus is actually the true father of Rain. But we're not going to go into that silly nonsense. As time goes on, Rain's mother dies, and he has to live on the mean streets of Edenia, even though Edenia doesn't look like it has a hood. I mean, somewhere in there, he lived on the mean streets of Edenia. So, but there's a hood everywhere. Every state has at least one hood. But he grew up on the streets of Edenia, and he ended up being part of the resistance, being part of their army. And, you know, he was a skilled martial artist, hand-to-hand combat, weapons. He was so good, he started to become cocky over time, and they wasn't fucking with that. And he was all like, I don't care, I know I'm better than y'all. Low-key, even though he didn't know he was a god at that time, he felt like he was better than everybody else, which kind of is true, because you are a demigod, so technically you are better than everybody else. But the sad thing about it was, as time goes on, and Argus just leaves Edenia for some odd reason. I think he left to join the Elder Gods. He left them unprotected, which made Sindel and her husband Jarek. Did I say Jarek? I mean Jared. My bad, y'all. Jared. Them two decided they wanted to be king and queen, and they wanted to run Edenia, since Argus decided he wanted to up and leave. Now, I think he up and left because of the fact that his son was getting older, and sooner or later he was going to find out that he is the bastard son of an elder god, which he does end up finding out. He becomes heartbroken, and it just fuels his rage. So it goes from being cocky and thinking that he's better than everybody else to just bloodlust and fucking rage. And you can't blame the dude, all right? His mother died. I think either she was killed or she died of disease. I'd rather the story be that she passed away due to the disease. But then again, it makes better storytelling if you find out that she was killed. But after he found that out, he decided to join the rival, his arch nemesis, which is Shao Kahn, because, you know, Shao Kahn's been trying to take over Edenia around this time too, while Rain was during his upbringing. So with Shao Kahn trying his damn hardest to get Edenia, he finally gained an ally, which is Rain. And he joined Shao Kahn because he was upset. He felt he was betrayed, not just by his god of a father, but also Edenia itself, because somebody in Edenia knew that he was a demigod and he was the son of Argus. I feel like Sindel and Jared knew, but I guess they didn't know. I don't know. Like I said, sometimes Mortal Kombat's timeline and storytelling is called all over the place, but he knew that his rightful spot was either the king of Edenia or at least a prince of Edenia. And it's kind of weird too, because Katana is a princess of Edenia, so it has people thinking, if they don't know the story quite well when it comes to Mortal Kombat, they would think that, yo, Sindel gave birth to Rain. But no, technically he's supposed to be the protector of Edenia, if you want to be technical with it. Like, since Taven and Dagon were knocked out in a coma, the person that was supposed to defend Edenia should have been Rain, but Argus was just so ashamed of his mistakes that he took that out on Rain, and that's what led Rain to be this very hateful, you know, just evil person. And he has every right to be, you know. He's just upset. He just wants to understand, why was he left to run these streets of Edenia the way he did, while Argus gave, you know, a somewhat decent life to Taven and Dagon, and not give that same life to Rain. And, you know, I know some people in the world can relate to this. I can relate to this. You know, a lot of people can relate to it, to Rain. That's why I'm a big fan of Rain, because a lot of people can sit here and actually relate to his story. You know, your father gets up, or your mother. It's mainly usually fathers, but I haven't seen a mother do this. A father, you know, knocks up another woman, doesn't want nothing to do with her nor that child, but can turn around and go knock up another woman and be there for that child or children. And it's fucked up. Like, really, that's why I sit there and say a lot of people can relate to Rain and his story, because of the fact of the matter is that this kind of stuff does happen in real life. So that's why I'm a fan of Rain, because I've actually dealt with this personally, as in real life. Dad got up, decided he didn't want to be a father no more, and went off, got married to somebody else, and dealt with her children. Even though he couldn't have kids no more, he decided to deal with her children and not his own kids, and so on and so forth. Like I said, it's a common thing in the real world. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody had that same story in real life and be all like, I fuck with this dude. Now, being a traitor and going against his, you know, realm that he was born in, as, you know, Edenia is supposed to be modeled off of the, you know, Garden of Eden. That also shows that, you know, Rain just does not give a fuck, like zero at the moment. And it's like I said, he has every right to be angry. You can't sit there and bat the guy for being angry. Now, as we get to Armageddon, he does come across his brothers, and he does lose. He does lose a fight against Taven, because you play as Taven. And I think it was kind of lackluster that Conquest, he didn't lose no fights at all. It would have been cool to watch him lose a couple fights, because the dude's also naive. He's a rookie, and he's also has an ego, because he thinks just because, oh, Argus is a god, he's a god too, which he is. But I felt like Taven should have lost at least a couple fights in the story, at least. So everybody knows how Armageddon went down. Everybody dies. Rain does not survive. Shao Kahn wins. Boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. New timeline. Same, I wouldn't say same thing. You know, the story doesn't change really. Bastard son goes to the rankings, finds out that he's a demigod, wants his rightful place as a god, doesn't get it, goes work for Shao Kahn, probably trying to portray Shao Kahn, because he always wants to portray Shao Kahn. Yes, he works with him, but he only working with him so he can get inside sources so that he knows how to take down Shao Kahn. Because you know, you don't want to shoot the one-on-ones with Shao Kahn, even though Shao Kahn didn't want to shoot the one-on-ones with the Dragon King. So as time goes on, things do change, because you know, it's a new timeline, Raiden's fucking with the timeline, all that stuff. Shao Kahn dies, Mileena becomes, you know, Khan of Outworld. She loses her throne to Kotal, and now she's part of a resistance with Rain and Tanya. And we did see in Mortal Kombat X, you do fight them in Mortal Kombat X, but you don't get to use them. And I hate that about NetherRealm Studios. You can fight a character, but you can't use the character. That shit was dumb. Now, at the end of the story, you know, well, mid-story, because we all know Mileena died mid-story. Rain and Tanya went on a run, and I thought Rain was dead due to Tanya's ending, because it shows that she ratted him out because she wanted to save herself. So at least they got that right. They showed that Tanya is still a rat, but this time she had every reason to be a rat. And I might do a video on her later on down the line. But with her being a rat, she tried to save her skin, her bacon. But at the end of the day, I think she just got locked up, and we watched Rain get boiled. So I honestly, personally thought Rain was officially kaput, done, dead. But no, he's still alive and he's still kicking. And that's where we are today. His bio, it shows in Mortal Kombat 11 that he's trying to, you know, get his position as at least as a god of Edenia, protector of Edenia. I don't know if he's good or bad. Due to like Mortal Kombat X, we don't know. I know there's gonna be some dialogue between him and Mileena, because you know they was part of the resistance. So he's probably gonna sit there and say, you know, you left us to die and all that stuff. She might turn around and be like, I didn't leave you to die, motherfucker. I died. The fuck? And so on and so forth. But guys, that's all I got. Rain, like I said, a lot of people can relate to Rain, so that's why Rain probably is a fan favorite. A lot of people can relate to this dude, because a lot of people have dealt with that when it comes down to their parents. I know I'm using a real life situations and putting this into a game that, you know, it's just supposed to be just mindless fun. But think about it, just honestly think about it. I know there's somebody out here that can relate to Rain's story and also see the pain that he went through. When your dad gets up or your mother gets up and decides to go start a family with somebody else, but doesn't want to take care of you, that says a lot, and that would fuel some anger. So I know some people can relate and some people can understand. Like, I understand why Rain is doing what he's doing. But guys, that is all I got for y'all. I hope y'all being safe, man. We're almost throughout the year, man. It's already October. This video going out in the middle of October. Next thing you know, it's gonna be November. Next thing you know, boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. It's 2021. But guys, that's all I got for y'all. Love y'all. Stay safe. Peace.